Hey you guys, my name's Josh and I'm out here with Lee Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, and this here is our 2016 Nissan Maxima Platinum. We just got it out here in the lot and I just wanted to show a couple cool features about it as well as go over a general product overview. Alright, so let's do it. So I'm going to start things off with the wide shot of the vehicle here, and one of the first things I should notice is really sleek lines going all the way across the vehicle. I mean, the Nissan Maxima is a really sporty looking vehicle as well, but with the Platinum it just makes it stick out all that much more. And then you have these beautiful aluminum rims right here that really sticks out for the bunch. All right, so right here we got a 3.5 liter V6 engine. It's got a variable valve timing protocol, and it's got about 280 horsepower tied to it, so it's got some pep. And it's actually got a 24-volt battery that's tied to the alternator to help give you instantaneous torque, just like that. So be careful when you tap on the gas because it's going to go. And you really get good fuel economy with this motor too. You would think with it being a V6 it would suffer a lot, but still on the highway you're going to get low 30s, and then in the city you're still going to get in the mid to high 20 range. I mean, it's really phenomenal. And then you have access to your battery as well as all of your fluids over here. Anything else, just take it into the service department. We'll be more than happy to get it taken care of for you. All right, so I'm sitting down inside the vehicle now, and one of the first things I noticed is how intricate all of the work is. You can see this beautiful stitching going across the door panel right here, and as well as the same for the steering wheel, and it runs all the way across the dash. And you also have this beautiful wood grain finish right here, and it runs across the dash as well, running parallel to the steering wheel, the steering column, and it meets on the passenger door. And sitting down inside, it feels like I'm sitting in a spaceship cockpit. I mean, it's so foreign to me, but you know, it really feels nice, and you can tell they put a lot of effort into it. And there's a lot of controls, there's a lot of electronics inside the vehicle with it being the Platinum, so I just wanted to go over everything, and I'll do it in a left to right manner. All right, so let's do it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start up the vehicle. You know, if you notice, our push to start button is going to be right here next to our radio. And normally it's up here near the steering column on other vehicles, but I think it's kind of nice to just have it like right here by your hand. You just push on the brake and press. And you can see the seats and the steering wheel will move to the last reported memory that it was saved at. So you can see right here, you can program your memory seats and memory steering wheel, and you can set it. So I'm going to set number 1 right here. Also, this steering wheel telescopes out and moves vertically just like any other steering wheel, but the difference is this does it electronically, which is really cool. It's a nice little touch. And then over on the driver panel, you have your pretty typical setup as far as your locking for your windows, lock and unlock, and then your window controls right here. But then you'll notice you have extra controls and features right here. So here, this is going to set up your brightness for your display. Let me see if I can get that to focus. Yeah. This is going to be the brightness for the display up on your dash when you're looking at your control cluster. And then this is going to, if you were to program trips that you're going on, if you would want to know how many miles that you're traveling or how many miles until you reach your destination, you can program your chip and reset it here. Then all across the bottom, you also notice you have your controls right here. So this right here, going from left to right, is going to be opening up your trunk. This is your traction control. This is something you would activate if it were raining and you were concerned about hydroplaning or something like that. This is going to activate your heated steering wheel. Yes, this does have a heated steering wheel with it being the Platinum. And this right here is really cool. So there's a rear window in the Nissan Maxima, and a lot of times you have sun shining through the back, and the glare can blind the driver. So you can just press the up button right here, and it automatically deploys a cover that can help provide shade while still allowing you to see through the back, which is really, really neat. Then going across the dash right here, need to put gas in the car. You can see you have a lot of options available for things that you'll want to keep track of while you're driving. So you have your standard miles per hour right here, and you have your info, your media sitting at the bottom. Then moving along, it can be just your media, as far as looking at what song I'm listening to, who it's by, that kind of thing. Then it's going to be programming. This is your trip information right here, if you were to program a trip. It's going to be the driver computer, your average, so it's going to pull up all the information for the average miles per gallon you get, the average miles per hour that you drive, how many miles you drove since you last reset your trip, that kind of thing. All right, and here's just the fuel economy display. Then driving aids such as your forward collision warning and lane departure, lane assist, that kind of deal. Again, your miles per hour, but this is also going to be able to monitor your fluids on the side. So you can see you have your oil pressure on the left and your oil temperature on the right. This is where, if you're going to have warning messages, where they will be displayed at, and then just vehicle settings moving across. All right. And you can see right here, you have your radio controls, where you can change the radio station. You can flip between presets. Pressing the source button will switch between AM, FM, satellite radio, and it will switch in between your media devices, whether you were plugged in through USB or through Bluetooth or auxiliary. And then these buttons right here were switching through the display that we were just looking at. And over on the right side of the steering wheel, we have, it looks a little more complicated, so I'll just go over it just a little bit. So this is going to engage your cruise control right here. Once you're driving down the road and you engage your cruise control, you push the down button, it's going to set it at the driving speed. And then you just move it up or down based on the speed that you will be driving at. And then this is going to enable the following distance. So remember when I said that the vehicle had forward collision warning, this is feature that is enabled with adaptive cruise control. So what that means is the vehicle can actually detect how far you're following behind the vehicle in front of you, and then you can increase or decrease that following distance to keep you at a safe level. And this is going to allow you to place phone calls through voice command. So for example, with the phone being connected through USB or Bluetooth, you would have access, it will be integrated within the radio display itself. So you engage the voice command, and then you can speak through voice commands on your phone, or you can place direct calls through that. All right, now moving on to the media display. And we can see, it seems like it's from a spaceship as well, but I promise it's not as complicated as it looks. So just going over for a little bit by little bit, the menu is going to be your main central hub for your apps. So you can see at the very middle, you have your media information right here, and then you have your home address that you have programmed if you want to go there, previous destinations that you've gone to, the Nissan Connect apps, which is pretty cool, which you would have to have your smartphone connected at the time. And Sirius XM features, and then like little widgets like your clock and your weather control and all that stuff. So going across the audio, so like I said before, you have AM and FM radio. I'll just press the source button. See, you have Sirius satellite radio as well. It's got a CD player. You have 2 USB ports available for you, as well as Bluetooth, and then you have an aux port. And then going over to your phone settings, you can see I don't have a phone available, but you can download your phone book, you can download your contacts and update them, so you can look through your contacts through your phone settings, and then you'll be able to control like your text messages and that kind of thing. You'll be able to place phone calls, all that kind of deal. The info is pretty cool, and it features a lot of what goes into the Nissan Connect apps. So it's going to be an app store that's integrated through when you connect your phone to Bluetooth, and you'll be able to look. It also has a lot of Sirius XM features as well, such as like you'll be able to look at the weather, get sports information, pull up fuel prices, pull up movie listings. I mean, the possibilities are endless. Like I said, we were looking at our media pages before. So maps. This is going to be one of the more complicated parts of the video right here. So you can see this has maps and it has navigation. Those are two, count it with me, those are two separate little things. So looking at the maps, you see it pulls up your current location and where you're driving to. And you can control your maps through moving it by your touchscreen, or you can see the red arrows where I'm at. It can utilize a touch screen to control your maps, or you can use it by using this little dial right here. All right, so now I'm going to try to get a little clip of me utilizing the dial and how it integrates in with the map display. All right, so you can see I have the maps display up right here. So starting off with the dial, you can see you have 3 buttons at the top right here. You have back, you have your menu button, you have your map voice button. So pressing the home button is immediately going to take you back to the home page. And then same thing with the map button. The map button is going to take you back to the maps page. All right. Now this little dial here is really cool. So you can see rotating the dial left is going to zoom out on the map. Rotating the dial right is going to zoom back in. And then as you get in closer, you can see little points of interest. So you can see I have a Marathon gas station right here. There's another gas station on airport that I can utilize if I don't want to go to that Marathon. And then you can also push the dial as well. So I'm going to push it to the right, and it's going to start rotating on the map. Same thing with the left, it's going to rotate the other way. And then backwards will move backwards on the map, and then we'll move forwards. Pressing the OK button is going to pull up an extra sidebar menu on the maps display, where you can program a new destination. You can add a route that you would want to stop by at. There are nearby places of interest that you might want to go to, or you can save the current location that you're already at. So let's check out places of interest. This is really cool. So you can see it pulls up restaurants, gas stations, hotels, ATMs, rest areas, emergency service, and then it also has other available places that you'll be able to go to, like banks, post offices or government buildings, police stations, schools. And then if I want to get out of this, I just press the back button. So now that I've showed you how the maps display works, that can take you into the navigation, and then this is where you're going to be giving the maps all that information. So you can see I can program a new destination, I can do a street address. We already looked at points of interest. You can have a downloaded address book. So this is all the addresses that you save that you would want to return to. And programming a street address is pretty simple. All you do is just type in everything, or you can do it through voice command as well if you were to look up something like McDonald's or Bojangles. But if you're going to a home address, you would have to type it in. And then moving over is just going to be your vehicle settings. This is where you would access your Bluetooth settings, your display settings. You'll be able to program your clock, different volumes of beats and alerts and stuff like that. You can control the sound and EQ, all cool stuff. You see you have your climate controls right here just below the radio. And then it's actually starting to get a little toasty in here, so I'll turn it down. Going from left to right, you have your defrost, your front windshield defrost, and your rear back window defrost. And then you have your control dials for the left side, the right side. I can turn that off, and now they're both the same temperature. Now they're not. I can turn the AC off altogether. Little fan slows down the fan speed, big fan speeds it up. You can change the different air conditioning modes, AC, and then your configurations as to whether or not you would want to recirculate the same air going in your vehicle, all that kind of cool stuff. All right, so this little console right here is going to show you your Bluetooth spots. Yeah, you got 2 USB ports, and then you have auxiliary input as well. In this little ashtray looking thing. Then a little bit further back, you see you have normal mode and sport mode. So when you throw it in sport mode, all that means is that your transmission is going to be a little more responsive. Your gas pedal, to the point where it opens up the fuel valves and kicks off the motor. It's got a little bit more kick to it. And you see right here, you have these little buttons with these seats. You might be thinking to yourself, well, what do they do? Well, I know you said that, I know earlier I mentioned that it's got a heated steering wheel. Well, also, it's got heated seats and climate controlled seats. It's got air conditioned seats. So, a really cool way. Let's say I'm only a little bit hot and only want a little bit of air conditioned seats right here. It's a really cool way to integrate variety within the vehicle. So turning over to the left, and as I turn it further and further to the left, I'm going to get progressively more and more air conditioning through my seat. And the same thing, rotating it to the right, the hotter and hotter it's going to be getting. And it's got that for the front seat, and it's got that for the driver's seat and the passenger seat. So now I'm sitting in the back seat of the vehicle. Nothing else really much more to say other than that it feels absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the leather is extremely comfortable. It sits perfectly. If you don't have somebody riding in the middle, you have an armrest and cup holders available right here. And you got these little storage pockets in the back of the seat as well. I mean, it just feels absolutely phenomenal. It's got a great riding quality as well. All right. So the last thing that I wanted to do is I just wanted to show you the trunk space that was available. And you can see that it's got a very deep trunk. You got lots of room available. And then if you want the back seats to lay down, you just pull on these little handles right here. You got one right here, you got one right here. And then pulling on them disengages the latch, and you can just push them down from behind. And then just underneath the floor mat where it says Maxima, you have a tire servicing kit as well. And something else that's really cool to me is instead of just grabbing onto the top and trying to pull the lid down, you have a little handle right here. Just pull it down like that and it locks into place. All right, got one more wide shot of the vehicle right here with that sun in the background. Looks absolutely gorgeous. And this has been a detailed product overview on our Nissan Maxima Platinum. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. It really helps me out a lot. Be sure to like the video and share it, and I'll see you guys in the next one that I make.